Greetings and blessings, everyone. I am Alsharon of the GodStar, in service to Source, in service to planet Earth, and to every starseed incarnated upon planet Earth. It is a wonderful moment in time to be incarnated upon this world. As starseeds, you are the ascended masters of Earth. You are here in accordance with an ancient project that was created by Source to assist the continual evolution of life in this universe. And sometimes that life makes other choices. Sometimes that life chooses other pathways. But what you need to understand and realize is that eventually, simply because they are out of choices, they will make new choices and go down new pathways and new ways of being. So eventually those of darkness will choose a path of light, if for no other reason to experience something different. But we are here today to speak about something vitally important. We are here today to speak about spiritual responsibility. What exactly entails spiritual responsibility? And I will tell you, because spiritual responsibility is about being responsible for who you are, for your choices, for your incarnation, and for the way you carry yourself, the way you live your life, and these types of things. Now, what this entails is becoming empowered, and you become empowered by understanding more of who you truly are, understanding more of your true nature, understanding more of the way you are personally. You see, it is very simple and very easy to follow the crowd. It is very easy to assume someone has all of the truth for this reason or that reason. But you have to be responsible for your individual path, and you do so through discernment. You are presented with information. Now, the individual giving you that information believes in what they are giving you. They believe it to be true. Do you blindly accept it, or do you step back and say, does this resonate? Sometimes it can be dressed up so beautifully. Sometimes it can look so wonderful. Sometimes it'll be presented in a manner that you can say, I have been waiting for this for so long. But then do you actually stop and discern? Does it truly resonate with you? The reason for this conversation is very simple. There are those who are coming to people who are trying to hoodwink them, blind them to what is going on, to try and convince them of things. But the problem is that when this happens, and normally it's someone of darkness doing this, sooner or later, without even realizing it, they must show their hand. And this is happening more and more, where there are those walking in and trying to control the narrative, trying to control the situation. And then on top of that, you have those individuals who are putting themselves out there as though they are experts, as though they are the true spiritual teachers, and they are actually being controlled from behind the scenes, and they don't even know it. So it's about being mindful of what you allow in your in your vicinity. It's mindful about what you allow in your life. It's about being mindful of doing your spiritual practice. Now, for many people, they would say that your spiritual practice must be meditation. You must meditate for so long every day. That is not the spiritual practice I am referring to. Meditation is a wonderful tool, and it works for many, many people. It does not work for everyone. So if it works for you, utilize it, explore it. It is a beautiful, wonderful tool to utilize. However, if it does not work for you, that does not mean that there is anything wrong with you. He has been giving you tools, things like the seekers to use, things like setting your rules. Setting your rules is vitally important. This is a planet of complete free will choice. You set your rules of what you will and will not allow. And then all of a sudden you've got those trying to break those rules or break through that barrier. If you have set your rules from your heart and they cross that line, they will be dealt with because that is breaking universal law. On a planet of complete free will choice, when someone is incarnated upon this world and they do not have conscious open access to their true nature, true to their life contract, shall we say, what they are totally here to do and achieve and all of these things, and they make a choice, a conscious choice from their heart, that has to be adhered to, that has to be abided by. That is part of the regulation, shall we say, for a planet like this who is in this project with complete free will choice. So be mindful of this. Be mindful of your discernment. Be mindful of going more within, listening within. I understand there are those, I'm hearing it right now, there are those of you saying, but I don't hear within. I don't see anything. Learn to feel. It takes time. But in truth, very small amount of time. See, what may take you 5 years here to learn or to master, where I am, only takes a moment, maybe a few minutes, whatever the case may be. Sometimes you go to sleep at night and you awaken in the morning and you feel tired and you feel, holy crap, what have I been doing all night? Because you feel exhausted and tired. You've been gone probably for 3 or 4 weeks of Earth time all in one night because you've been on the other side. That is why I'm going to give you another little tidbit, shall we say, another little thing for you to use, for you to put into your, what they say, kete, your bag. Yes? So here is the deal. If this is happening to you at night, then when you go to bed, you ask your guides, you say, listen, I don't mind doing whatever I need to do at night, but just make sure that my physical body gets all the rest it needs. You see, it is very important that there is a co-creative process happening between you and your guides. This is vitally important, you see, because this is what it is about. This is achieving what you are here to achieve. You see, there are those out there who say, well, the goal is to achieve enlightenment. That's why you're here. No. Every starseed on this planet already has enlightenment. They have more enlightenment than they know what to do with. The goal is to achieve what you've come here to do. And you can only do that by connecting within your heart, by discernment, by following your heart and guidance, following your rules, shall we say, of living in an incarnation on this planet. This is vitally important, you see. This is about taking things to another level. This is about taking things to another place. The thing you have to remember is this. There are those of you listening to this transmission who are newly awakened. There are those of you who are like sponges. You want as much input of information and knowledge as you can get. But you see, either you're going to discern today or you will end up discerning tomorrow. One way or another, you will end up having to discern, because when things stop working and all you have is conflict and corruption and things like this, and you're trying to figure out what's gone wrong in your life, you need to step back, take stock of what's going on in your life, and really focus on your discernment. Are you in the right space? Are you in the right place? Are you dealing with the right people? Are you missing something? These are all questions that you can ask. And you listen within into your heart. Do you get a yes? Do you get a no? Figure it out. The thing is that people have gotten so used to being told what to do. They've gotten so used to being told what to believe. They've gotten so used to being told how to do things that they have forgotten that they don't need to be told anything about how to do things because they already know. This one here, he is a guide. He assists people on the path. That's his job. But he has never said to anyone, you have to believe what I'm telling you, for it's the only truth. Because he knows, as I know, that each one of you has your own truth. You have your own beliefs. You have your own strategies for life, things of going on in your life. Each one of you has a path that is yours. Your path may intersect with other people, and so you find yourself working with other people, interacting with other people. There's nothing wrong with this. But at the end of the day, the only person that is in charge of you is you. The only person who can achieve, as we spoke about the last time, living a life in balance, the only way you can achieve living your life in balance is by listening within, by discerning, by trusting your heart and guidance. Sometimes you may not realize, oh, well, this situation I'm being attacked, or this situation is happening because I'm supposed to learn something. I'm supposed to understand an aspect of life that this is teaching me. And is teaching you in that moment, because you're going to be utilizing that teaching later on down the pathway, down the road. And this is part of what being a starseed is all about. Plus the fact that your guides, your true family, are giving you information almost on a daily basis, sometimes minute by minute. I can assure you that beings in the fifth dimension, there are beings in the fifth dimension that enjoy being controlling just as much as there are people in physical in the third dimension enjoy being in control of things. But it doesn't matter. You are the ascended masters of earth. You are the ones here living an incarnation. You are the ones who have lived hundreds of incarnations upon this world to assist in a project that is a sacred project of Source. You have come from worlds that are in the fifth or sixth dimension. You are already ascended masters, walking around on this planet at this time for a reason. You have been asleep for a very long time, and now all of a sudden you are awakening. And you are looking for answers, and you want answers, you want knowledge, you want to feed yourself so that you can achieve what you are here to achieve. It is almost like you are looking for a particular piece of information. Many of you have a tendency to ask me, am I on the right path? And I would say to you this, I look forward to the day when not one person would ask me that. Because they would know, because they've gone within their own heart and they've discerned. The other problem is that we have situations where people have challenges in their life. And all of a sudden they come out with this, why am I being punished? Why is this happening? You are not being punished. You are sacred and divine entities and ascended masters of earth. Why would we punish you for anything? You're here assisting in a project that is older than you can imagine, that is more sacred than you can possibly imagine. But in true reality, you know how important this is. You know how sacred this is. You do not listen to those people who try and create confusion, who try and create doubt. You listen to those who have the signposts, who can assist you in walking the path you're here to walk, who can assist you in opening the doors you need opening. This is the assistance that you are truly seeking. Be mindful of where you seek your assistance. There are a lot of beings incarnated here who are doing a great deal of good work. And there are a lot here who are trying to undermine all of that work. And this is why we are focused at this moment on how important it is to discern. How does the information make you feel? Does it uplift you? Does it inspire you? Does it open that doorway for you? Or do you walk away feeling confused? Feeling as though you've been talked down to, that you're not included. Consider this carefully. To walk a path on this planet, in these bodies, at this time, knowing that you are a starseed, knowing that you are more than what you see in your mirror, knowing that you are more than what other people see or what other people think, is not easy. Why do you think so many beings in the higher realms honor you so much? They honor you so much for a simple reason. Because you have the courage to step forth in service to Source, in service to every person who is part of the humanity of Earth on this planet. and in service to this world and to this universe. To be a starseed will change you in good ways. It alters the way you see things. It alters the way you experience things. It alters the way you feel about things. You may not realize that in this moment, but when this is finished and completed, and you step away from this project, you will think back to this conversation, to this discussion, and you will say, Alsharon was correct. I do feel different. Believe it or not, I am not incarnated on this planet. I have never incarnated on this planet, and I will not incarnate on this planet. However, because I am speaking through this one, because I am sharing my energy with all of you, and with everyone who listens to these channelings, even with that level of participation, it is changing me as well. I see phenomenal potential. But for those of you who are experiencing doubt, sadness, grief, it is important to deal with this in whatever way is best for you. If you are not finding that solution, seek out someone who can assist you. It is vitally, vitally important. So please remember this. This is your opportunity to take things to another level in your life. And what you need to understand is when you personally take things to another level, when you raise your vibrational frequency because of the work you personally are putting in, that you personally are doing, you are literally changing things on this planet. This is your opportunity to take control of your life. If things are not good in your life, in your environment, then please change it. Take whatever steps you need to take in order to discover that place of balance, that place of joy, that place of happiness, where you can be who you are and who you are meant to be in this incarnation. And by doing that, you can be assured that you will accomplish what you have come to do. In all truth, He opens doors for people. He assists people, all of these things. But at the end of the day, He opens a door for someone. He can't force them to walk through the door. The reason for that statement is this. All of the power in your life that you ever would need already resides within your heart. You don't need a special key to unlock it. It's about choice. It's about making the right choices for you, making the right choices for your life, making the right choices for your environment, being where you are happy, where you are taken care of, where you are looked after, where you are embraced. Each of you has that open to you. It is about choice. And the choice and the power is in your hands. Now, as I finish up this little chat, if you wish to ask a question, feel free to type in your question. This is about you owning yourself. This doesn't mean that if you need some guidance, you shouldn't get a reading. There are many times that readings can give you insight or remind you of things that you need or get a healing. Follow your heart and guidance. Remember, the only real true rules is to trust and have faith in your heart and guidance. Trust your intuition. And lastly, and most importantly of all, trust and faith in yourself for yourself. This is your key to your life, to your incarnation. Now I will take questions. Anna, I know that he calls you his blessed one. Yes, Thoth is one of your guides, and you were in Egypt at that time, and there is a strong connection between you. And are there certain things you could possibly make some better choices on? Perhaps. But are you on your path? Yes, you are. But you know that. Samantha, are there fourth density beings on Earth out of view, aiding us in this spiritual responsibility, raising our consciousness, and does this help with a certain timeline they exist in? There are those beings in the fourth density who are here, who are assisting, but they aren't really assisting you with your spiritual responsibility. That is down to each one of you. That is an individual choice. They aren't necessarily working to raise your consciousness. That, again, is your responsibility in how you are doing things. To the last part of your question, does this help with a certain timeline they exist in? The answer is yes. But I won't speak greatly on that. Robert, can you please speak about the meaning of the sacred symbol of the Ankh? The Ankh believe it or not, the Ankh, in most understanding on this planet, refers to eternal life. And in a way it does. And it holds different meanings for different beings and different people and even different races, shall we say. And when I say races, I'm not referring to humans, because the human race is one race. So we do not differentiate between that person is black and that person is white and that person is Chinese or that person is American or French. We don't do that. A human is a human is a human. Doesn't matter where they live. Doesn't matter where they reside. Doesn't matter what they look like. Except for starseeds, they're generally extraterrestrials in disguise as human beings incarnated here. The Ankh is basically a representation. You will not hear this anywhere else. It represents the starseeds on Earth. It represents the fact that those from the stars have come to assist this world. I will leave that there. Angie, you would love to ask on behalf of your friend, after connection with this one this morning, to assist her in discerning the purpose of a connection with someone who she believes may be her twin flame. It is a matter of time. Is it a matter of timing, or is this purpose to prepare and heal all needed for another union to work? The truth of the matter is that he is not her twin flame, and he has his own agendas. And he also, if looked beyond that realm, if you will, you would notice that there is a great deal of ego attached with him as well. So I will let you discern on that. Shawnee James, you feel sensitive to so much. You're pulled to Greece. When you were there, it felt like your land and your home, that you were home, and that you felt lost since you left. Your last incarnation was in Greece, and it was a really good lifetime, so that is why you feel that way. It is important to acknowledge what you feel about it. Embrace that, put it inside of yourself, but focus on where you are right now. You weren't incarnated on this planet in this lifetime to be in Greece. You are welcome, Robert. Tatiana, what's the easiest way to find out who your guide is? There are different means. You are actually very talented in this area, so I will give you something very simple to utilize in order to achieve this. There is within your heart center a temple. Each person has a temple within their heart. The only person allowed entry into this temple is you. Unless you invite someone in there And when you invite them, they can only enter if you are in there when you invite them. You cannot say to them, "Oh, go into the temple in my heart and I'll meet you there." They can't enter. This is a sacred space. And then what you ask is a very simple question. Because if you ask for one of your guides to come and be with you in the temple within your heart, they cannot come disguised. They have to come in truth with who they are. So you basically say, "I request my true guide, my main true guide, to come and join me now in the temple within my heart." They will join you, and then you can ask them what you wish. Tina, you are wondering if the workshop that was going to happen in Cincinnati, since it was canceled, are you supposed to go to the workshop in Scotland? That is something that I will have to tell you that you must discern in your own heart. I will not answer that question. I will say this: are you meant to do this workshop? Yes. In Scotland, you must discern that yourself. Dana, you've been very sick since the fires in California. You've had a clearing and still can't figure out what's going on with yourself. You have webbing attached to you. It almost looks like spider webbing. We are sending his medical team to remove that webbing out of you and off of you. Okay? You'll start feeling that in about 2 seconds. Adrian Dawson, as a newly awakened starseed, would a BlueStar healing benefit me? Thank you. I will say this: no matter whether you are newly awakened or not, a healing from the BlueStar healing method would benefit anyone, truly. But here again, part of the purpose of this talk today is about empowerment. So the thing that I'm going to ask you is, when you ask that question, what does your heart say? Becky, how do we know if we are awakened or a sponge? I think I'm a little of both, please and thank you. When I say that an individual is awakened, it means that they are aware that they are a starseed. They are aware they come from somewhere else. There are different levels of awareness and awakenedness, but I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really like going there because it gives the connotation that you lack something, or that someone else is better than you because they've been awakened much longer than you, or they do more than you, whatever the case may be. And it really doesn't matter, because each person is awakening in the right moment at the right time. Okay? So, and there are times when you awaken that you are like a sponge trying to take in everything, because the reason for that, and I will explain this, the reason why after you've awakened and you're like a sponge and you're taking in as much information as you can, is because you're trying to determine and to find the information that resonates with you. This is why discernment is so important. Not all information is going to resonate with you, and there is information out there and being peddled by others that are specifically designed to not allow you to discern the information properly. And this is why when you come across things like that, you step away from it and you don't access that, or you don't go there. So it's very, very important that you learn to discern the information. It's fine to be a sponge. It's fine to take in that information, but really discern that which resonates with you compared to that which does not. And just because a friend told me and it doesn't resonate, don't accept it. Because it doesn't matter where the information comes from. If it doesn't resonate, you do not judge the information. You don't judge the person it came from. You don't criticize it. You literally just throw it away or put it on a shelf and don't worry about it. If it is something that you will require later on down the road, at that time it will come back around. Don't worry about it. Focus on that which your discernment registers as truth for you in this moment. Shawnee, do I know your purpose in this lifetime? Yes, I do. Can I tell you what your purpose is in this lifetime? No, I cannot. What you should be doing right in this moment is focusing on your connection within. I understand that may seem boring, but I'm truthfully telling you that is where you start. You have plenty of time. The highest potential for you in this incarnation is you will certainly accomplish and complete what you have incarnated for. So don't be so quick. Rather, be patient, be thoughtful, discern, focus within. That will suit you the best, and that will also get you the information you need the fastest. Again, Tammy, I'm not here to tell people their purpose in this incarnation. If I tell you or tell anyone, I am actually taking away your personal power and divinity and taking that away from you. And I cannot do that. It would be very easy for me to say, well, this is your purpose. And if I were to guess and tell you something and you accepted it as truth and went with it, and then focused on something entirely wrong that you shouldn't be focused on, the onus on that is on both of us, for me to mislead you, but also for you not discerning. What you have to understand is this. This information is revealed in divine time, divine order, and divine rightness by Spirit. You don't have to try and beat down every door and wall trying to figure it out. You have to remain open. You have to follow your heart and guidance. Interact with the people you're guided to. Get done what you need, what you're guided to be getting done. Things like this, and it will emerge and it will be shown to you, and you will know through your discernment. This is what empowering is all about. You have many wonderful skills, Peter, and I can assure you of one thing. Should you decide to go down the route of being a healer, be very discerning on which healing modality you wish to learn, because you are technically, where you come from is a world known for their very high vibrational healing, and you want to make sure that you are coming into alignment with something that is much more in line with who you are. I would continue your discernment, but I would say you are definitely on the right track. What does it mean to be able to walk between realms? I've been told that I have done this through many lifetimes. How do I remember this? We discussed this the last time I came in about balance, walking the path with one foot in the world of spirit, one world in the world of the physical. Basically what that means is remembering and being mindful that you are a starseed, that you are a sacred divine entity or being from another world that is here to assist the humanity of Earth. You get lost, and people get lost when they focus everything here in the physical world, or they try and focus everything in the spiritual world. By being both of spirit and of physicality, of the humanity of life, that is what it means by walking in both worlds. It's about finding that place of balance within yourself. Jolie, is our purpose always evolving each time we reach what we thought it to be? Sometimes that is very true. You see, sometimes you are guided and you begin a process and you reach the finish line and you think, wow, amazing, I've reached this. Then all of a sudden everything has changed and you're like, wait a minute, I don't recognize this. Why is it all different? Because one will lead to another. You have to understand, if Spirit opened you up completely all at one time, none of you would be able to handle it. You would be in a bed in some facility somewhere with your eyes open, unable to speak. So it's about taking you through things step by step by step. So in a way, you are correct. It is ever evolving. Once you have completed what you are here to do, generally that is when you end up departing this world. Or there are occasions where you are given something else to do. It doesn't really matter as long as you're following your heart and guidance. Paula, how do you feel is the best way to learn tarot, to give yourself and others love-filled guidance, and what tarot decks do you recommend? To be really honest with you, Paula, you would be much more well-versed to speak to this one's wife, Janice. She is the expert, shall we say, on the tarot. She prefers the Rider-Waite deck, I believe, but if she is going to be teaching it at some point, so you may want to look out for that. But I don't really have a true recommendation. It is not something that I personally utilize or use, but it is something that Janice uses, so you may wish to speak to her. Tammy, is your boyfriend a starseed? My question to you would be, what does that matter? We are going to close on that now. Please understand one thing. Trust your heart. Trust your discernment. The more you can trust your heart and your discernment, think about it, the more information you'll be given. Much love to all of you. Toye bakatale hitorotomote, shashayatara shnayatara takarayatamote, yamatorotoshanaite. I am Alsharon of the GodStar, in service to Source, to planet Earth, and to every star seed incarnated upon planet Earth. Many blessings and love to each and every one of you.